I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. Let's talk about Mr. Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. Jonathan Isaac was thrust to the limelight the other day as he was the one voice of reason in the complete cluster F known as the NBA and its social justice messages. You know, social justice only goes so far. It just doesn't quite go to China. Anyway, so this young man chose to stand for the national anthem, and he said it was for religious reasons. And of course, disgusting SJW woke Twitter went nuts on him. One guy literally said, "I feel I'm going to need an explanation for this." He was a white guy because he chose not to also wear a Black Lives Marxist t-shirt. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's wildly interesting. You're a white social justice warrior asking a black man for an explanation of why he's not wearing a Black Lives Marxist t-shirt. Are you out of your mind, you idiot? Well, Twitter is full of these same kind of total and complete loon jobs. Now, so's the media. We can look at video of Mr. Isaac's injury. Let's roll the footage very quickly. Bam.
And going to be helped off the floor, getting pats on the back from players on both teams. Just a tough thing to watch to see Jonathan go down again, playing in only his second game since coming back from a left knee injury. You see that tape and a brace.
Okay. Now, by the way, that move that he made was very reminiscent of 2012's knee injury that Derrick Rose had, where he blew out his ACL. So, of course, what happened? We get to see, once again, the movement that is supposed to preach tolerance started coming out and making fun of Jonathan Isaac for blowing out his ACL in his knee. That's about all you need to know about the integrity of social justice warriors woke Twitter. Now, one of the dangers of Twitter is the fact that companies literally make decisions based on what happens and what people say on Twitter. It's my belief, personally speaking, Twitter has ruined this country. Is largely responsible for ruining this country, or trying to ruin it. Because it's the driving voice of so many hateful assholes that are trying to bring in a socialist movement. Now, speaking of assholes, one of the head assholes over at ESPN is Dan LeBatard. Dan LeBatard's got a morning radio show that I have listened to, not recently. I listened to Dan for about a year after the Herd left ESPN. And at the time, my TV provider, this has probably been 5-6 years ago, but at the time, my TV provider did not have SF1, and Colin Cowherd was off the air for about 6 or 7 months before he started over at FS1. I will have a video on Colin coming soon because he has wildly disappointed me in the last 2 weeks. I have been a Colin Cowherd fan for nearly 20 years, and I'm pretty much out on Colin now. So that's for another video. But Dan LeBatard, who is super woke, Dan LeBatard was one of the spearheads of the Woke Center, Jamel Hill, Michael Smith, when the ratings plummeted at ESPN, Dan LeBatard was one of the voices leading that social justice charge on his radio show. For full disclosure, Stu Gotts is really good. That's his sidekick, his partner in crime. Stu Gotts is from New Jersey or New York or all the above. And Stu Gotts, when allowed, can be a really good sports radio guy. He had a weekend show for a while. It was pretty good. It's pretty good, what I heard of it. I used to catch some episodes on the way out in the early mornings. I had to go do jobs. Now, Dan LeBatard put up a poll today on Twitter. Hashtag poll for his radio show. Is it funny that a guy who refused to kneel immediately blew out his knee? What he did not realize was going to happen, even his own Twitter followers, 54% said no. It's not fucking funny, Dan LeBatard. Excuse my French. It's not funny. Dan LeBatard, by the way, believes Colin Kaepernick is a shining light of hope in social justice everywhere. That's all you need to know. He is a huge bootlicker, Fidel Castro, pig sock flying, twirling supporter of Colin Kaepernick. That's all you need to know about Dan LeBatard. And he's had people on there like Mina Kimes. She's worthless as tits on a boar hog. She is. She's super woke. She's one of the reasons that ESPN has turned into complete trash again. ESPN is completely bought into the social justice narrative all over again. Dan LeBatard, by the way, who routinely praises the NBA for their innovative social justice warrior tactics, the same NBA that has been sleeping with communist China forever now. What does that tell you? It's amazing how much hypocritical bullshit comes out of the left, isn't it? So, I find this wildly disgusting. People on Twitter made fun of Jonathan Isaac, making fun of the man because he chose to stand. He broke narrative. He broke their narrative. A black man said, no, I will not kneel to Black Lives Marxists. And a social justice, socialism pounder on the table like Dan LeBatard gets ticked off. He decides to make fun of the kid. I know how Dan's shows go. I'm sure Dan roasted him. This poll, I'm sure Dan probably had 3 segments about this, or an entire show about the fact he wouldn't kneel, and Dan probably made fun of him for all 3 hours. Dear South Florida, find something better to listen to on the radio. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Tell me, is Twitter a driving force in partially ruining this country? Is Dan LeBatard one of the biggest assholes on the planet? And by the way, it's a little odd that Tard is in his actual last name. Do you listen or watch to Dan LeBatard? Do you like Stu Gotts? I really don't care what Dan LeBatard's got to say, but I'm going to stand up for people like Jonathan Isaac. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.